Croeso, welcome back to Britain's Hidden History. Me, Ross Broadstock. I'm reading another short essay by Alan Wilson. This time about some of the things about King Arthur II's military campaigns, with a particular reference to the campaign in Cornwall, which is really important. It's actually Arthur II's grandfather, just to clarify that. And the important thing about this is this story has been mangled over time to give you always see it in films where there's this amazing invasion, and this is when Arthur's mother is taken away from the king, and that it all gets a bit messed up. Anyway, we'll see here as explained. Right, the military campaigns of King Arthur II. So who was Uthyr Pendragon that attacked Cornwall? It's by Alan Wilson. The military campaigns of Arthur II offer a strange parallel with those of Arthur I, his ancestor. Nennius records the 12 great battles of Arthur II without actually mentioning Arthur II. All of these battles are clearly traceable to named and known sites and are all in northern England and southern Scotland up to mid and north Scotland. You can read all about this in Arthur the Walking and look out for more videos. The Cornwall campaign of King Todrick, grandfather of Arthur II, also known as Todrick, so Latinised version. So his campaign was to kill Gunnar, the Two-Faced, as he's known, because he was... sorry to interrupt the story, it's the last time I do it, I promise. But he was called the Two-Faced because he'd done a deal with some of the factions in Ireland to assist them in a raid on the British holdings in Brittany. And Cornwall was the stop-off place on the way out and the way back, because it's a difficult journey. So Todrick steamed in there with allies, and they got rid of him, got rid of Gunnar. So when this Irish raid was on its return journey, they came to Cornwall expecting to re-equip their ships and all that kind of thing. They found an angry army, and they were, wiped out, apart from those who agreed to be converted to becoming Christian monks. All right, leave it to the essay. Quiet, Ross. Right, so the Cornwall campaign of King Todrick to kill Gunnar the Two-Faced at Castle Damelock, 5.5 miles from Tintagel, has passed into English brute or history and romance as the campaign of Uthyr Pendragon to kill Cornwall at Damelock. Uthyr Pendragon being a title, not a name, just so I add that in. This real event was the action of Todrick, Uthyr Pendragon, and he did apparently remove Gunnar's wife, brought back to Wales. Evidence in the Land of Charters supports this holding of the Queen, and in 1934, not that long ago, her tombstone was found exactly where the Land of Charters indicate. Therefore, we are dealing with facts. Todrick, Uthyr Pendragon, had at least 3 sons. One, Blochweil, is stated to have died in Cornwall, and the stone of Blocagnus, son of Nathan Lloyd, is still there. There's this history in Cornwall as well, okay? The Anglo-Saxon Chronicle calls Todrick Nathan Lloyd. Every detail of Todrick matches the legendary Uther. Both are carried sick and old into their last battle. Both are mortally wounded, and both die at a well. This is where we've got Mathen. Todrick's well still exists at his burial church, etc., etc. King Myrick Uthyr Pendragon, father of Arthur II, was an equally strong and powerful king. He is recorded as Maeliochen, or Magnus Rex, father of Rioch, always known as Frioch, the most powerful king in Britain in the life of Saint Finian. He is Magnus Rex, the most powerful king in the lists appended in Nennius. It can be shown conclusively that this Emperor Marcian is this king, and not the later and much more local Maelgwn Gwynedd, who did not act as replacement king until 580, when Morgan, Gwaednerth and Ithael, sons of Arthur II, were infants. Detailing the northern campaigns of King Arthur II is no problem, and a constant problem we face is that there is a superabundance of relevant evidence. There is also vestigial evidence that King Arthur II fought with his British cavalry at a well-attested battle in France in 556. That Arthur II was in Brittany from 555 to 562 can be shown conclusively. That both Arthurs fought on the continent is another coincidence. The opponents of King Arthur II can be traced to their graves, just as Rueth lies under his cairn near Snowdon, where Arthur I killed him in 367. We are dealing with real history, not myth and romance. So, just to explain with Rueth, because this grave is called all sorts of things, up in North Wales in Snowdonia, this was the invasion. Arthur I, based in Warwickshire, just across the border from Wales, almost opposite where this was. He was running through the area, and Arthur came out and destroyed the army, and that is where he's buried there. So all this fits. Once you get to know how it all works, it all fits, and all the physical evidence fits, and everything works. So it says here, a full account of the campaign into Cornwall against Gunnar can be found in the book Arthur the War King by Wilson and Blackett. Go to cymroglyphics.com, you can find it there. And a video of me reading this part of the book can be found. You follow the link, and this should be a little one of those window things we can just click on, and you can watch this part of the book. So, hope that was interesting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing some comments about this, see what you think. As you can see, we've mentioned Warwickshire, we mentioned Cornwall. This is not just a Welsh thing, it's a British thing. It's all tied in, and it's all of us who've lost our history. So, hope you enjoyed this. Till the next time, hello.